everyone, welcome back to My Creative Year 2018, and this week's prompt is basically, the monthly prompt is penny pinching or budget friendly kind of thing, and this week's prompt is penny pinching and Mascot. And so for my take on this, it's going to be, I'm going to make a mascot, but I'm not buying anything new. I'm collecting things that I have had in my arts room for a long time and have saved things saying, okay, I'm gonna save it for a rainy day, and pieces of metals and things like that, and charms and stuff that I've picked up. So I have a block. I have I don't even know what you call this. It's like a cage thing, and normally you put it like a light bulb in here and you let it hang kind of, and it turns it into like a lamp or whatever. And so I'm not going to use it that way. You'll see in a little bit what I'm going to use these pieces for. All right, got a doll's head. Okay, I know it's a little freaky, isn't it? I have a butterfly. I have a domino, and you'll see what I'm going to use that for in a little while. I have this little cute little painter's palette, a miniature that I got at, I think it was Michael's on clearance. I don't pay for anything like this full price. I always get on sale. And this is from Tim Holtz's collections. It's a key that says life on it. And then I have another one that says journey, okay? And then I have a patch that has the Eiffel Tower on it, which I had some little charms of Eiffel Towers, but I've used them all up. And then I've got this cute little charm with, it's an owl, see that? Okay, so with all of these little things and probably some additional things, I'm gonna create a mascot, okay, for my art room, and she's gonna keep me company all year long. I'm gonna keep her in a space where I can see her. And so the idea is I'm going to hammer this into the block like this, okay? It's got these sharp edges, and so I think it'll hammer in real good. And then I'm gonna glue her head on the top. She's gonna be a weird looking mascot because I sometimes like to work with unusual pieces and turn simple items into works of art, all right? So I'm gonna use that, but before I hammer this into the block, I've got to figure out how I'm gonna get these things to sit inside of it, see, like this. So that's where the challenge is going to lie, is how I'm going to attach all of these things inside the cage, all right, part. And I had to have this because it represents art, okay? This is going to be my art mascot, and it's an art journey. Life's a journey too, so I'm putting that in there, as well as my art journey, all right? I think that works out really well this year. And I love owls. I've always had an affinity for owls, so I'm going to add that in there. And I always have loved the city of Paris. I love all the art museums and the food and the wine and the culture. I love it. So I had to have the Eiffel Tower. And I do love butterflies, and there's a reason behind that. My daughter, ever since she was little, adored butterflies. And I got a picture of her with a butterfly on her finger as it was coming out of its cocoon, and it needed to dry its wings. So it attached itself to her finger, and I have a cool picture of that of her. So butterflies remind me of her. And the domino, you're probably wondering, what the heck are you going to do with that? Well, my family and I love to play games, and so I figured something would represent that. My son's always been really good at games. He used to beat all of us at games, and we think he cheated. So anyhow, so I'm going to try and attach all of these pieces together for my day, and that is Wednesdays are my days to bring to you my creative year, the take on the monthly prompt as well as the weekly prompt. And this year, this month is budget friendly. So don't go out. If you're going to create a mascot for your art space or your art room or your atelier or your studio, if you're like some of us who have huge, massive studios, and others of us have little dining room tables or a desk in a little small room, or we might have you know, be lucky and be able to have an art room to ourselves, that kind of thing. We don't want to go out and buy all kinds of fancy stuff. We want to kind of limit the amount of stuff we have as it is, right? And if you're like me, I tend to hoard things. So I always kind of sit there going, oh, I don't know if I want to use that. It's too nice to use. I don't want to use it. But you have to get past that and use the things that you get, right? So look in your stash to see what you could create you know, a mascot, all right? It could be clay. If you've got clay, use your clay. You know, use different parts of things. Think outside the box, okay? So that's what I'm trying to challenge you to do, is use some household items to create a mascot, all right? So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to start figuring out how I'm going to glue these in, how I'm going to hang these. I think I'm going to hang these from the wires up at the top. So enjoy my process as I go along with this, and I may be back to narrate, to, you know, do a voiceover or to speak live on my camera, okay? So enjoy my process. All right, so I have glued this thingamabob on the block, and everything is dried, including the key, and everything is hanging. It says life and journey, okay, because life is a journey, and as well as art. So this is going to be part of my mascot, and you can see the Eiffel Tower through there, all right? And I did this off camera was because I was having issues, and it just was better to just for me to turn the camera off and just glue it on, and then, yeah. So that's why. All right, so next I'm gonna glue her head on right about here. See her head? Yeah, I've got to figure out my camera angle at a later date. Sorry guys, just haven't had a chance to fiddle around with my camera mount and stuff and try to get it at a better angle so you guys can see better when I'm working on things like this. So I do apologize for that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue her head down. Hopefully it'll go on okay. I kind of like to get it started in here by using my heat gun, so excuse the noise. Okay, so hopefully that'll stay on there while it glues on. Alright, and then I'll be back in a few after her head dries. Alright, so her head is glued on, as you can see, and there's the charms and everything. Okay, then I found this really cool charm. It's an arm, so I had to include that somewhere on here, I think. She's going to be my funky mascot. All right, so I have this charm here. And because these are some of the things I love is art and Paris. And I think I am going to go ahead and glue this on the domino. Since I love to play games and put puzzles or whatever together, that'll signify games, that I love to play games. And I'll find some bling and things to finish this up. So enjoy the rest of my process as I finish up my mascot for this year, for my creative year. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one on first. All right, so you're probably wondering what I'm doing with these wood spools. See them there? Okay, so I'm gonna glue the whole thing onto these spools. I'm gonna use these wood spools as legs, but before I do that, I'm gonna decorate the sides, the edges, all right? All right, so I went ahead and glued down the legs, okay? And then I'm going to explain to you what else I added. I added a sunflower. This was a piece off of a broken brooch, and so I didn't want to get rid of it. I love sunflowers. And then of course the word love, and then I added some bling here. And I added some dice too, since I do like to play games and dominoes. And then I added a clock face. I don't know, I've always been fascinated by old clocks and watches and such. So I did that, and then here's a little flower that I put down. It's like a, I don't know, like a bling or something, and then a button that kind of looks like bling, because of course I have to have my bling, and I do love butterflies. And so there you have it. Here is my girl, my Mascot. If I can get the key that's behind there. Okay, but here you have it. It's kind of an odd angle, but stay tuned because I'll give a better picture, close-up picture at the end of this video. So if you like what you see, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And don't forget to check out all the other lovely artists that are involved in my creative year throughout the week. We each have our days, and you'll see us pop up in and out of the Facebook group as well. And don't forget to share what you are making in my creative year this year. What's inspiring you? Who's inspiring you? That kind of thing. So I hope that you'll go and make yourself a mascot. But remember, make it budget friendly. Don't go out and buy anything new. Look around the house. See what you can use. See what you can make out of the things that you already have. All right? And if you're just starting out, check out your supplies. Not only just supplies, but check out your house for odds and ends, because you never know what you can use to create a mascot or to create any piece of art. All right? So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye. Toodles. Have a wonderful day. Bye.